everybody. I thought I would pop on really quick. I keep going to fall asleep and I'm struggling a little bit. So if you see me walking around in circles, my house is small and I don't have a treadmill and I'm not feeling up to going outside for a walk. It is November 1st. I hesitate to say day number 16. I did do a 15, but we have had a family member go into the hospital last weekend and she has passed away. So I don't want to think about it too much because I'm partially in denial, which is a normal reaction for me. Unless it's somebody that I live with and I see every day, then my brain can't do these tricks of denial. But my mother-in-law passed away. And I am really sad. And my symptoms are bad. Yesterday was the first day that I started tapering back up for my ADHD meds. So, and then my fiance was home for a few days because of bereavement. So, I mean, me doing my habits and getting back on track is very important. I need to get a new job. These are the goals. Yeah, I'm sad. I'm trying to walk because all I want to do is go to sleep, you know. We're going to do, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. We're going to do a remembrance thing for her soon. So I at least wanted to make something so that you guys know why I suddenly stopped doing my 30 days. And also because this is life. This is part of it. You know, maybe you'll start your own journey and you will have whatever works for you. If it's not, you know, a daily journal or planner to try to keep you on track and remember the things you're supposed to be working towards, or starting new habits, or whatever the thing is you're working on. New life when people give birth and also when people pass away is unfortunately part of life. And I, like a lot of people, have had a lot of loss. So sometimes, because I've had a lot of losses since I was young, sometimes I go numb. Everybody deals with it differently. Sometimes it's not real. Today I just realized that that might be why I'm struggling. Anytime you're trying to build a new habit or new structure or routine, and anything that interrupts it, your car breaking down, now you got to go bring it to the shop. Your cat is sick, now you got to go do that. But any of that stuff, one of these days I'll actually record myself with makeup on. So I feel like I'm stuck in mud. I'm just kind of discouraged between it's not going to stay this way. Because I already struggle with depression. I have depression. My leave of absence ended on the 22nd, and I haven't been in touch with HR, and I haven't been able to bring myself to contact my boss. I don't know why. When I think about it, I just kind of get so depressed that I just go off into the ether. I just feel like I have a lot of endings in my life. I can't have children. You know, when I was little, my family got moved. Sorry. These are like, these videos I take, they're mostly unedited. They're just me being myself. I want this channel to be uplifting for people, but I'm kind of at one of my low points right now, and I'm trying to whip myself back into shape mentally, emotionally, and I just feel like I'm trying to like climb a mountain, and what I'm standing on is quicksand. That's just how it feels right now. It's been bad. I don't know what else to say about it. I was thinking, since my routine got all messed up anyway from my fiance being around, which I was happy to be with him. Any of you that has ADHD, you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you have plans to do something and then something gets changed or something in your environment change, it messes you up. So you're just kind of in a holding pattern. You're like, I can't do that right now. I have to wait for this to get through. And I'm kind of like feeling that way. And I know it's stupid. It almost feels like another excuse to not get on with things. I'm really discouraged about a lot of stuff. I'm turning 50 soon. I've never been able to have children, and I've never known why. So when I was little, my father got moved to another state. So I grew up my early years being away from family. And I would see, and my cousins got to grow up around each other. And my brother moved back home. He was 10 years older than me. When he was a teenager and I was a little girl. So I grew up in my formative years living away from family and being really isolated. I was a latchkey kid. I am a Gen X, but I'm probably closer to the next generation. So on the one hand, you're kind of taught to fend for yourself, but if you don't, you see what other people have. You see other people having siblings around them, and my brother moved back home when I was little, and I got to see him. There was such an age gap. I got to see him once every year or 6 months maybe. And I'm not mad at anybody for that. We were like almost a generation apart. He was like 10 and a half years older than me. And then we moved back to my home state when I was a young teenager. And by then all my cousins were grown and everyone was moving away. So and I know it's silly, but this like fantasy in my head of seeing other people in my neighborhood having siblings, having friends, having people around them, and mine being so far away. When we got to move, my cousins at that point, I moved. I was like in the middle of 8th grade. And then within 6 months, my brother passed away. And then other losses. So it's almost like something that's having. So I thought, someday I'm going to have kids. And I think about, I was always kind of a late bloomer, but I didn't know I had ADHD. I thought something was wrong with me. I didn't know why I couldn't pay attention, but I was so smart. And teachers weren't tolerant. It was a different time. It was a different time. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is already going on too long. I'm going to make you guys sad. If you even watch this, it's probably total garbage. I want to do something uplifting. I want to do something different. I don't know if this 30-day thing is working. I keep getting caught up on the daily tasks, and then I don't seem to like be able to move on from that. There's like all these things I have to do. It might be depression this morning. I was just laying there going, why bother? I'm just going to go from job to job. Just to see, it almost feels like if you have ADHD, you know you have this tremendous potential and it's always just out of reach. And I'm tired. I'm tired of struggling with things by myself. And nobody's going to help me to do the things that I need to fix for myself. You know, my mom always says I can ask her for help for anything I need, but I can't make myself neurotypical. I can't make myself be able to be on time anywhere. I don't know what type of job to just grab that isn't going to wear me out. But I've isolated myself. I can't believe I've been here 3 months. So, what can we do? You obviously, anytime you go through a hardship, whether it's a loss in your family or whatever, it may, just like watching this, seem like I'm wallowing, but it did just happen, and it hasn't been real to me. This is like the first time when it's starting to kind of creep in that she's gone. And I was going to start visiting her on different days than we went as a family to just paint her nails, and I never did that. But I know that I'm just glad I got to know her before she had a decline. I love you guys. I know this is going to sound really strange. Sorry. If I can snap out of this enough to have the will or the want to actually go out and just snap out of this somehow, if I can be normal again and shake it and just kind of compartmentalize, I might do a live soon. I need to reconnect with people. I'm losing it. I can't believe I'm stressing this much over a cashier job, but you know, I've been different jobs within this company. I have so many emotions about stuff that I've been struggling with. And I know that even though I've had multiple conversations with my manager about my perceived shortcomings because of being neurodivergent, he gives me accommodations, but to a point. We can talk about that another time, which is completely understandable in a sense that I don't think neurotypical people care. They have to do these things, so we do as well. Admitting that you can't be somewhere on time and trying to explain what time blindness is like while you're getting ready, it's like I don't even understand it. I don't understand when it happens and why. So how am I going to explain it to somebody else? So basically I have to, if I go back, I have to contact, and I still haven't had a primary care in a number of years, so I got to do that. I can't believe it's already 11:30. I told myself that once my fiance started working again, which he went to work yesterday. I don't know what I did yesterday. I showered, I got dressed, I did some laundry, I did my daily cleaning. It almost just feels like pointless. Yes, I can get into habits where I can keep things clean, but as soon as I clean, we get dirty dishes again. Immediately, as soon as I make the bed, it's like a couple hours we're messing it up to go to bed. And it just feels like, why? What's the point? Is there any neurodivergent people who see this? And if you've worked with the public and you've got burnout because you have ADHD or autism, please let me know if you were able to change careers, because I'm trying to figure out the juggling multiple customers at once when it gets busy. I don't want to have to do multiple things at the same time. Can I do it? Yes. But it's exhausting. And it's unrealistic to expect it to be slow all the time. And it's not a big deal for other people. Perhaps. I don't know. But those self-checkouts are stressing me out, man. The loud, oh my God, all day long. Please, cashiers, can you with me? Every 2 minutes. Thank you for coming to bleep, bleep, bleep. Please scan your card now. Beep. And then it's like constant having to go fix that. But I know I'm meant for something much more than just being a cashier. That's just happened to be where I was and what I was doing in between school. And I've been in this holding pattern since school got kind of sabotaged. And then I was out of nursing school. And then my dad died. And then we had to move within a matter of like days or a week or whatever. And then, because I've had so many different times in my life where there was some kind of upheaval, where I lost my home, but it seems to be like I lose everything at once when things go. So this is okay. Loss is never fun. And she was getting older, and I'm happy I hate to say those cliche things. She was awesome. Very gentle, very sweet. Funny. We're going to get together. I'm shaking my legs, so I'm sorry. We're going to get together. And I asked him if we could go to their house. We're not going to they're not going to do a service because she's an only child and both her parents were only children. So that makes me incredibly sad. Here's this really wonderful, awesome lady who passed away, and we can't even have a freaking funeral for her. How messed up is that? And I thought, I didn't have people around me when I was growing up. I was so freaking lonely. And I was neurodivergent. We didn't know about any of that stuff. So I felt weird and broken. And I felt like such a weirdo freak. And I got made fun of. A lot of people did. But I didn't know how to deal with it. Because I didn't understand it. So I hid. I do think that the things you go through as a kid do stay with you, even if you heal and come to terms with it. I really feel like in times when you're hurting, they get triggered. I just feel like being alone isn't healthy for anybody. Maybe that's why it's my go-to way of dealing with things, because it's what I know. And, yeah, like people who grow up in abusive environments are attracted to abusive people because it's what they know. It feels like home, even though they don't want that. It's like this human, I don't know if it's like a conditioned response. I'm really lucky I don't have that aspect. I did a lot of my work and counseling to deal with certain things in my own life, and now I'm the codependent one, in my life. I'm the one who's not working, and I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how to fix it. And I'm thinking if I could just get a job, almost any job, But I feel like I'm almost 50 and I've been working on and off in stores and boutiques and for my whole like adult life. And I'm capable of so much more. And I have like a medical type of degree, and I haven't wanted to go back to school for nursing because I have a back injury that I got at work where I was on my back for 6 months and it was very painful and it didn't heal right. And anyway, so yeah. And now that I'm in that time of life, I'm like, all my joints are getting stiff and okay, I'm complaining. I'm sorry. Positive. I wanted to do something for Halloween. I mean, that's so stupid. I feel so selfish and guilty saying that because she's way more important. But yeah, this is life. This is life. And we still have my mom. And she's doing really well, so I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, I need to figure out a way that I can be financially independent so that I can contribute to the family. I have so much guilt of my disabilities. So I have to get out of my own way. I'm going to eat lunch. On a positive note, you know how my medicine got really messed up? And I'm like, well, no wonder why I'm struggling. It's just like how it was before I ever took it. Yesterday was the first day I was able to step it up. So now it's like the 10 milligrams in the morning, which was like half a pill. And I took the 10 milligrams again in the afternoon yesterday. So I have to gradually increase it so I feel practically unmedicated. So hopefully that's going to help me, because I feel like it's like a really bad, I know I said this before, it feels like a really bad version of Groundhog Day. Like day in and day out, I'm just trying to fix myself, trying to find a better job. And for what? Like, where's the meaning? You know? I mean, I want to help other people. But I've seen what happens to people who do nursing, and I've seen what happens to CNAs. I've seen what happens to people who do patient care. And I took that failure in my life. There were all these things that were happening that were sabotaging it the second semester, and I was just like drowning. And it was all these things outside of me that I had no control over. Like my family having to move and them saying, oh, you got to go. You got to find a place to live. I'm like, I'm in my second semester of nursing and I already had to go down to working 1 day a month just to keep my job. And I took out an extra 10 grand in student loans to focus on that. So I didn't have to work, because full-time nursing degree is more work. It's like 3 full-time jobs, because all you do after you get out of your classes is homework and you don't sleep. It's nuts. I don't think any human is designed to do that. I mean, how are you supposed to retain all of that information you're cramming? And all of us were really smart. You can't get into a program like that without getting good grades and being really smart. And you have to take additional exams to show that you've retained a certain amount of information from your science classes when you were young. And it's no joke. It's no joke. At one point in our classes, I remember they started locking the door. And we're like, what is going on? And the teacher told us that, well, some people end up getting out of the program and they don't deal with it very well. Like, apparently that is not uncommon for people to just lose their minds when they're cut out of the nursing program. I don't know if somebody like made threats. You have to sacrifice everything to be in a nursing program. It's no joke. I mean, they tell you ahead of time. You do the best you can, but it's like not somehow it's possible. Dude, much love. Much love to people who can do that. There is no degree that is like a nursing program. And before I did a phlebotomy degree, I've done other healthcare related types of classes. I took additional classes and bumped that degree up to, I think, medical tech or something with EKG stuff. There is no program. It's like its own culture. It's very much like the military. It's just, and I get it. There's so much on the line that you can't fuck around. Sorry for swearing. But they I think they try to emotionally scar you because you might, they have to prepare you for the worst because you have to learn everything. You have to learn I'm just I've got some clean Q-tips here. I'm cleaning my straw on my drink. Gotta put this through the dishwasher. Is it clean? I don't even want to drink it now. Do I have any coffee left? So I want to start doing happier things. I need to change something with the 30 days. I need to orient myself. I was thinking of maybe focusing on trying different jobs. I haven't seen anybody do that. I mean, I know if I do DoorDash, I can kind of take you with me if I do that, but excuse me, I don't want to, of course, for privacy reasons, film anybody's house or any particular location for my privacy. And then most workplaces, I was thinking of trying that. I thought it could be really interesting because I know a lot of people who are neurodivergent really struggle with finding work that is not something that goes with their ADHD personality and traits and not against it. And since most work environments are very structural, everything is done a certain way, and neurodivergent, our gifts are not aligned with that. We're more creative. Yet the starving artist, my first degree was in art. We can talk about that sometimes soon too. And I straight up had a career counselor tell me the only way you can survive in art is doing graphic arts. So, and I didn't want that at the time, which in retrospect, maybe I should have, because at least I could have been doing something creative versus ringing up people's sodas and dealing with beeping registers. My relationships with customers and people I meet, I really value that a lot. I cherish that because I really care about people. And I love chit-chatting with them and seeing how they're doing and what's going on in their world. Yeah, I've been putting off contacting my boss. I'm probably going to have to do it by the end of the day because today's November 1st. I don't even know if I'm still in their system as an employee. I think I was supposed to contact him and HR within a week or two of it ending. And the day my leave of absence came is the same day my mother-in-law died. So I didn't really care. I kind of felt like I was drowning, so everybody has themes in their life. They say we come into our life and we maybe spiritually before we're born, maybe our soul chooses the life we're in and the family we're in so we can have certain hardships because there's certain lessons. Mine seems to have to deal with surviving XYZ thrown at me, and that has nothing to do with the loss this week. I'm not including that at all. But just every time I'm working towards any kind of meaningful career or goal or dream, it always gets sabotaged. And I know if you say that, your words are powerful, your thoughts are powerful. I don't want to manifest more of that, but I'm just tired. And I always feel like you're never really a failure until you give up. But after trying so many things over the years and struggling so much and it blowing up in your face every time, eventually you're just going to be like, F it. But I can't just be home and not work. What am I going to do? I can talk. I can walk. I can drive a car. I can work. What am I going to do? Go to the grocery store and bag groceries? I'm already poor. That's not improving my situation. That's going backwards. I promised myself I'd never do that. So yeah, there were a few days this week that I spent a few hours going through Indeed and just doing general searches online for anything, any jobs in my area. And they're either, if they're interesting, they're things that are either something I cannot physically do, like lift a certain amount of weight because of my back, or you need a degree. And I am so sick and tired of going to school and not getting anything for it. I have my art degree when I was young. My phlebotomy degree I did next, and there were no jobs. So I took it as a sign because I really wanted to do nursing. And then I was like a couple of years doing prereqs and preparing for that, taking out extra student loans. So I have put myself more and more into debt. And I make less money now than I did. Oh, I have to do like the rate of conversion of what that much money in 2010 is like now. But I don't make much more than minimum. People in other parts of the amount doesn't matter because you have to compare it with cost of living. So where I live, the cost of living is you have to make $50 to $55 an hour for survival. I don't know how everybody's doing it. I don't know how we're all doing it. I mean, it definitely was a different time when I was a kid and my parents were working. Yeah, I had both parents working and they were working really hard. And I am grateful for that every day. They weren't around because they had to work. They were gone from like 5 a.m. to like 7 p.m. or whatever. Because they were both working. You're not affording nannies. Childcare. Friends that I've had, like a friend of mine when she got married, she had to stop working because the amount of money she made working, even the best paying job she could find and busting her ass, was still way less than it cost for daycare. So they were in a better financial position if she stayed home. Yeah, it's been like that for a very long time. It's funny to see some of these, politicians say, it's getting so expensive. It's been that way. It's been that way since the 90s where I live. So the cost of living is very high. And most jobs are between $15 to $18 an hour. And I think the value of the dollar is going down really quickly in the last few years. I just feel it because things are getting so expensive. I don't have the time, and I have ADHD, so I can't be buying newspapers and clipping coupons. And I get the apps, and I send coupons to my card, and things are still expensive. So yeah, I'm rambling about different things. As far as jobs, it's like I could go work in XYZ stores. I would get the interaction with people that I do like. But one of the things that I learned from another YouTube content creator who's a friend of mine, she had told me that the rate or severity of burnout for ADHD or autism is directly in correlation to, I don't know if it was you're a woman, you're highly intelligent. The higher your intelligence, the higher your communication skills, and the higher number of neurotypical people you have to interact with within a day. I'm like, that's all I do. That's all I do. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to sit here saying I'm some kind of Einstein. I'm not. I'm a human being. I'm not coming up with the next, oh, I'm such a mess. I'm not coming up with the next, law of relativity, the next version of that. I'm not doing that. Why are we here? I mean, the only thing that ever mattered to me is family. Then my father's passed. And I just feel like my whole life, I just wanted to get back to that. Because that's more important to me than having all the riches in the world. You know what I mean? But pressure in the last 10 to 20 years, because I wanted to take care of my parents. I saw them take care of their parents. And yes, it's a financial hardship, but the whole reason I went back to school 2011 or 2012 is because I wanted to freaking take care of them and help them because I wanted to. Not because it was expected, because I wanted to be able to do that. And still I'm freaking here working this way. You tell me that won't depress you. I'm just tired. I'm tired. And I think the last few years I've kind of given up because I can't think of any other ideas. I can't think of any other avenues. Anything that is healthy and good for me. I'm just going to be cashier for the rest of my life? No. Why? So, I do have a friend who is monetized and makes decent money doing content, so I wanted to do that, but I kind of feel like I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm like trying to get myself better so I can be functional. I'm wondering if I should start doing positive videos and kind of put this 30-day thing on hold and maybe focus on the channel and do some really cool stuff, and that maybe it will work itself out. I'm tired of trying to fix myself. I'm tired. I'm tired. I need something to look forward to. I can't have children. I couldn't afford to adopt, even if I wanted to or could. I can't even financially take care of myself. What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, I could do DoorDash. I don't know what other options I have. And I know that a lot of work at home listings are all scams. There have been a couple of things I thought about now that there are jobs in phlebotomy. I thought about that maybe, but I have to relearn that. I mean, a good portion of that is already in here still, even after all these years. But what do I say to somebody? You got this degree 12 years ago. Why are you coming now? You know they're going to ask that. I would ask that. What am I supposed to say? What would you guys do? I'm not going to run away and join a circus. I'm old. And that's not a thing anymore. You know? Maybe I'll join an artist community. Just to get out of the house and have a sense of belonging. I need something practical. I need something I can do every day. Some kind of structure. Because my ADHD and being isolated and not having structure is not helping me. I don't have anything else to add. So I'm just going to upload this as it is. I'm just really drained this week, and I'm just getting my medication back on track. And I think sometime either this weekend or soon we're going to do a remembrance for my mother-in-law. And I hope that I've never quite, I don't want to say accepted moving. I just feel like no place is really home, because as soon as you get comfortable, some random thing outside of you will make you suddenly have to lose your home and move. And I feel like that's happened to me 3 times in my life. 3 times. It's exhausting. You know, I always tell myself I'm going to clean out all of my things so that I can be ready if I ever need to move. I really need to do that. But it's overwhelming. I have stuff in storage. I have stuff in different places in the house. I have so much to go through. And if I even look at those nursing books, I'm going to fucking cry. If I look at stuff from when I was married, I'm going to fucking cry. I have so much baggage in with all my storage stuff. And yeah, I don't want to go back to any of those places. Those aren't my future. I have mentally and emotionally moved on. I just don't even, like, what the fuck? I spent thousands of dollars on those books. I spent thousands of dollars on a wedding dress I never got to wear. It wouldn't fit me now anyway. I don't know what to do with all of that. It's like reminders of failures. And I don't mean personal failures, because life is complicated. It's not just you succeed or you fail. I get it. Some of it, for different situations in my life, had to do with my own things that I needed to work on, whether it was school or whatever. But a lot of it wasn't. A lot of it wasn't. And I did everything that everyone asked of me. I went for the accommodations. I did all the things they said. Just to let you know, if anybody wants to go to nursing school, don't show emotion. Don't show stress. Don't show weakness. And be early. Don't be late ever. And I have trouble with that. I think I was just a few minutes late my first day going to a clinical rotation at a hospital, and I was immediately put on probation. And everything I did was under a microscope. They make it like seem mission impossible. You can't be late. You can't miss. I think you have a grace period of, there were like 1 or 2 classes that I missed, but you're responsible. There's no, they tell you. They're not joking, by the way. If you've gone through orientation and you thought about going into nursing school, I don't know if they start any programs on the in-between, like spring semester. I don't know. I kind of wish now that maybe I did do the LNA. Or the LPN. So I could at least be working in the field. They told us if we wanted to come back, we had to get a job working in that field. And that any place would hire us with 1 year nursing school, and they fucking lied, because it's not true. I have not found any kind of healthcare related place that would take you as an employee without a medical tech license, without a CNA license. Yeah, it's a certificate. Yeah, you can earn it. They're full of shit. And I knew how much I struggled in school, so I was trying to do it all at once. And I didn't want to mess around and get trapped. I didn't want to go to a nursing home and then be stuck there if my ultimate goal, because I was still feeling out, you know, with nursing, you have multiple options. I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to specialize in. Ironically, I really loved maternity, even though I have mixed feelings about that. Seeing babies that I can't have. And I'm professional. I'm not like one of these crazy people. Some people, like, their mothering instinct and they're like loco and they end up on freaking ID network. They do nuts things. They hurt people. I'm not like that. But that would make me very sad. I just want to survive. How many jobs do you know make $50 an hour? Within the spheres of types of careers that are aligned with things that are natural for me. I like science and I like healthcare and I like the arts. And I could probably do childcare. I've thought about getting into special needs. I'm very realistic when I learn about something. I went through so much hardship trying to get through the nursing program. And that's even after I put myself through the ringer. I wanted to know the ugly. I wanted to know the good, the bad, the ugly. I did not want to go back to school after many years and be starry-eyed and stupid. I didn't want to do it. It's like, it wasn't a joke to me. It's like I'm older. Even it was 12 years ago. The whole point was I wanted a degree within a year or two, and I wanted to be able to help support my family. And I couldn't do it. Even with my intelligence. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but just because you're smart doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It takes a combination of things. You have to be emotionally mature. You have to be resilient. And resilience is something I am not good at. Yet I've had to learn. I feel like I've been treading water my whole life, and I'm tired, and I want a fucking raft, and I want a compass, and I want to learn about my neurodivergence. And I don't need a job to be perfect. I don't need to love it. It doesn't have to be all meaningful. I'd like it to be fun sometimes. I want to be around people sometimes. I don't want to be juggling so many people that I get burned out. At least with phlebotomy, if you're drawing blood, you even if you're rushing, and of course maintaining safety protocols and keeping everybody safe and not cutting corners, making sure you're identifying the correct patient and doing all your documentation correctly, making sure you're doing safety protocols correctly, you're not injuring anybody, you're doing the order of the draw correctly. You can still, move things along, but you're doing things one time at a time. If you're left up at registers and you're a cashier and you're the only one there and you're responsible for going back and forth while you're ringing, back and forth fixing the self-checkout. Just those two things alone. Now imagine you get some people trying to do photo orders. Excuse me, can you help me? I'm not Superwoman. I want to do it. I care. I love these people. Not all people are nice, don't get me wrong. There are some people who are not very nice. That's just life. But there are a lot of good people. It's just not possible. I've done both. I've worked on the floor, but was working in a different department, not doing cashiering. I also worked in a pharmacy environment. I do not recommend working retail pharmacy. I'm not saying people don't do it. We need them. They are very important. They are vital for health and well-being of everybody, because not all healthcare places have a pharmacy. I know people don't know that. If you've never worked a retail pharmacy, you might not know that. You know, I learned that not all medical places, like hospitals, yeah, most likely, yeah, they've got a pharmacy on location. And HMOs, do they still have HMOs? I don't know what they call them now. You know, buildings that have everything in one place, but it's not technically like a hospital or anything like that. They have a pharmacy, but not all medical centers do. And if you live in a more rural area, you need to be able to access a pharmacy. It could be life or death for some people. So it's really very, very important, especially like heart medications and diabetic stuff. That's another thing that just insane. I have a coworker I worked with who was a manager of mine, and she moved to doing something else, but the hundreds of dollars it costs for someone to get their freaking insulin is ridiculous. Not all diabetes is reversible. There are still type 1 diabetes, you know, and some people have medical diagnoses for certain medical conditions that they couldn't lose weight no matter what they did. But it's very easy because sometimes people can reverse it sometimes, depending on the person, their family history, and their particular genetics that they inherited. Some people can reverse it with lifestyle changes and dietary changes and exercise. But not everybody can, and so people just don't know that. But yeah, and then medications. Some medications people take make them gain a lot of weight. I have an aunt who has lupus. From what I understand, steroids can make people gain a lot of weight. What are you supposed to do with that? Stop taking the medicine and then have, you know, a disease such as lupus be threatening your health and maybe put you in a crisis. I accidentally clicked off of, like, minimize the video. I touched the wrong button and it stopped. I've been rambling for way too long. I just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at right now. So yeah, there's stuff I want to do. I bought some things that I have to return that I bought for this channel, and I have to return them. I love you guys. I hope you're having a good week. I'm sorry if this is depressing, but yeah. Long story short, loss in the family, and I'm slowly getting my medication back up. So hopefully I can be back to my cherry happy self and have some kind of motivation and better outlook. I would say another week. That's how it goes. If this is you and you're in that boat and you take antidepressants because you have depression, or you take ADHD meds and you forget and you have to start all over again, it is hella frustrating. I mean, I have a choice. I'm still going to keep trying, but it's just like walking uphill or trying to run when you're wading in water, or you feel like you're sinking in quicksand. It's like running in mud. That feeling that you keep trying, but you're constantly failing. You're constantly not achieving the thing and you're expending so much crazy fucking energy, and that's why you get burned out. So yeah, all I know is I need to get around humans, guys. I can do lives now. I think I might start doing coffee with you guys in the morning if you want. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. If you want to talk about ADHD, being neurodivergent, any interests. I don't know if you want to do hobbies with me, go for a walk with me. If you've made it this far, comment below what you would like to see. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope it is better than what's going on at my family, and it's life, and I wasn't going to show it at all, but This happens to everyone else at some point. I did happen to jump on a lot, meaning not being on the live with the person, but just kind of like in there chatting with somebody who is an ADHD coach. So that was very nice. I was crazy discouraged this morning. No energy to move. Just feeling like it's never ever going to get any better. And that I needed that. So if you're curious, her name is Megan. If you want to learn about ADHD coaching, there's a couple people that I'm subscribed to that are ADHD coaches. I've considered maybe doing that someday. I'm not sure. I'd have to learn what that entails and how I would bill people and all of that. But I'm not sure if that would be the right choice for me. But anyway, she's very good and she knows what she's talking about, and her name is Megan. And I know that she has a website, the Curiosity Club. Here, I wrote some things down. So in case I forget to put it in the description, where is her page, her channel? I think it's just the Neuro Curiosity Club. She has a website, the neurocuriosityclub.com. So I'm sure if you just go to that website, her name's Megan, and she won't be on social media so much in the future. I was sad. But yeah, she was talking about a book that she had, and I was asking her questions about, dreading going back to work and how the burnout's killing me. And it's just a cashier job. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And she gave us some tips as far as what look for in a job. And I don't know what good options I have now, guys. I don't have any. I can go be a barista. I can go be a sales associate. Those are my options, pretty much. I'm going to have to relearn phlebotomy stuff. The thing that also discouraged me from doing it all these years is every single time I've thought about going into phlebotomy, and I have a degree for it, and I would be good at it. I was good at it, and I enjoyed helping people, and I enjoyed being that person, that lab tech, that a patient does not recoil. When you go to the lab to get your blood drawn, you know what I'm talking about. If you have to go more than once, you get to know the people who work there. And you see that person, you do not want them to draw your blood because it hurts like mother freaking bleep-a-bleep. And I want to be the person that you can barely feel it. And I did really good. I did really, really good. In my internship, I did, I think 150% of the required number of draws. I did way more than was required, and I enjoyed it. And it was a nice opportunity to learn about healthcare things. And now I just don't know what I want anymore. And I'm tired, and I'm 50. And now I'm like approaching retirement age. So I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. All I know is I need a solution soon, because I want to give up. And it's not fair to my fiance, who's working like a fucking dog. Support both of us. It's not fair to him. It's not fair. If you guys know a way that any of us can make good money without a degree, that's not something illegal, immoral, unethical, or exploitative of, something that's good and helps others. Something you'd be proud to tell your family about. Let me know. Because I have been just scraping at straws. Is that how you say it? I kind of feel like I'm on a cliff I've been there forever, and I'm like locked in, and I haven't given up, but I don't know how to climb out of it either. And it's just bad timing, because that's how the economy is right now. That's how the job market is right now. My friend is a chronic job hopper. And they're not necessarily good environments, and she keeps going from one to another. And honestly, I think working at a store, even though it's very triggering to burnout and I'm just recovering from that, the thought of working in an office and dealing with, oh God, I can't do it. I don't know. I'm not flipping burgers. That's all I know. I'm not flipping burgers. I'm not going to be a server. I will ruin people's orders. I will drop shit on the floor. And I won't remember Jack. So, yeah, I love you guys. Have a great day. And I will talk to you soon when I know more. But I would love feedback from any of you guys. What you would like to see me do on this channel. And how you've pulled yourself out when you were in places like I'm at, where you were struggling and you knew you needed to make a change, but you didn't know what. Like if there's something that's in front of my face that I don't see, or if there's an opportunity I don't know about, please tell me. And I will talk to you guys later. I can't believe it. Is it 12:30? I have to go have lunch. And I'll be in touch. Thank you for supporting me, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I'm literally at rock bottom at this point. I don't have any addiction or anything, and my depression is being managed better. But I only see my counselor once every 2 weeks now, and I was supposed to see her tomorrow. And I had to reschedule because, we had the loss. So, which is not as important. My counseling is not as important as family, but I've been missing it and I've been sinking and I'm really struggling. So I don't really pivot, adapt. I have no idea how. We'll figure it out, I guess. I want to buy pie. Sugar is my drug of choice. I'll see you guys. I hope you got to do something for Halloween. I was not. I was depressed yesterday. And it's beautiful out as far as the weather today. I'm kind of in it. I can't get in my own head. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.